Namaskar. Apologies for the delay, slight mix-up on my side. And let's have Shekhar Iyer. Shekhar ji, namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel. How are you, sir?
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, Sree Iyer ji.
Sir, why is Rahul Gandhi bent upon scoring self-goals, sir? Sir, there is one thing for sure. There are no pictures of Rahul Gandhi in each sanitary pad. Let's make that clear. It's just that somebody's imagination and creativity went wild. I can't show you that, but viewers, if you're on social media, you can see that meme. That's hilarious, to say the least. But it is true that the outside package covering, there's a picture of Rahul Gandhi. That's for sure. Sir, whose brainy idea was this? Take it away, sir.
Well, sir, this is supposed to be 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗪 Yojana, of the Congress for Bihar. And they intend to distribute 5 lakh sanitary pads. And probably the central party was going to have also been involved. So they decided to put pictures of Rahul Gandhi and all the sanitary pads. They also decided to put pictures of Priyanka Gandhi. And the Bihar Pradesh Congress president, Rajesh Kumar, he showed Rahul Gandhi's, the sanitary pad with which had Rahul Gandhi's picture. There was also sanitary pads with Priyanka Gandhi's picture. But the question is, who will put a picture of their leader on a sanitary pad? So the concept is a good concept, good idea. We are not, one should not be mocking anything that is meant for personal hygiene of women, particularly in states like Bihar. But here, and to say that this is being done in the name of Rahul Gandhi, and this is ahead of the coming elections, state assembly elections. Oh, if you want to popularize Rahul Gandhi's face, they could have chosen a different medium and a different message. But I think having done that, then obviously a lot of social influencers and channels were out at work, wanting to know from women what they thought of a picture of a man on the sanitary pad. So obviously the reaction was negative. What the hell is this? Why should you put a man's picture on something to be used only by women? So it became a subject of a thing. And of course, there was immediately political reactions with Nitish Kumar's ruling Janata Dal United saying, look, Nitish Kumar has been working in the field of empowerment women for such a long time. His government initially brought that 50% reservation in all the panchayat bodies for women. And also, the prohibition was introduced by Nitish Kumar only because how women folk felt about alcoholism in the state. And despite tremendous pressure, Nitish Kumar has refused to lift the prohibition in the state. Though, of course, there are other reasons being cited why it's time to review how the policy is being implemented. But the fact that Nitish Kumar's party has been at it for a long time. So, of course, Congress in Bihar is putting up a good face. And from the central party leaders, I only found Alka Lamba. She's quite senior now in the party. She is saying, look, the issue should not be why Rahul Gandhi's picture was put on the sanitary pad. Rather, it should be about why women in Bihar continue to use unhygienic methods like tone cloth and etc., trying to divert the subject. But at another level, it shows that whether congressmen have run out of ideas. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, this is a hygiene product. You put a picture of average women of Bihar if you really intend to popularize it. But then you have a smiling Rahul on the sanitary pad package. So this is unwarranted thing. And of course, this is all good questions. Why Rahul Gandhi? Well, the question should not be why Rahul Gandhi, why. I mean, one will not dispute the fact if anybody wants to encourage, promote hygiene. And sir, this campaign has been going on both from the central government side as well as from the state government. It's going on. But here you find a Congress which has slept through all these years as just a sidekick of the Lalu's RJD is suddenly waking up to realize it must do something. So you find now they wanted to, because that is also to show a presence in the state, then try to strike a hard bargain with RJD for seats. That is the purpose. The purpose of putting even Rahul Gandhi on a sanitary pad package is only to do this. Yes, sir.
Sir, I just wanted to add to this story. Viewers, a friend of mine from the United States was working in India, I think about 10 years ago till about 5 years ago. And this person told me that this was a funded project from Ford Foundation and Microsoft Foundation, or I should say Bill Gates Foundation. And they were trying to improve the lives of women by giving them sanitary tissues and things of that nature. And this person told me that the southern states said, no, we are fine, we don't need this help. And the program was limited to only 3 or 4 states: Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, and maybe a couple of other states. Everywhere else, the states themselves said, no, we don't really need this. We are now, the coverage is almost near complete. So but it stopped 5 years ago. I don't know why. I did not ask this person why it was stopped, but I think India realized that these are all ways in which you try to, convert people's minds and try to, you understand where I'm going with this, Shekhar-ji. So it was quietly stopped, completely stopped, withdrawn, as a matter of fact. These are all things for somebody like Bill Gates, who has been extremely successful. These are all things that go to their ego. I said, how dare India stop? But be that as it may, Bill Gates has got his finger in so many puddings, and he's actually more controversial now than he ever was as a chairman of Microsoft. So I just wanted to tell you, there is a certain amount of history. Maybe some bright bulb in Congress said, oh, this was on for some time and then it is now stopped. Let us go and fill this gap, because that could be a vital gap that we are filling. By the way, let's put our hero's picture also in it, and the rest, as they say, is history. Sir, over to you. Let's continue on this one, sir. Over to you.
Sir, one thing is, the urgency of taking up this campaign is elections. It's not with some altruistic idea of promoting, women hygiene. This is all because elections are coming. And why not political parties also, indulge in a campaign in a non-election period? Parties can do it because they talk of several Kalyan schemes. Sir, but already what I want to emphasize is the ruling NDA in Bihar, as well at the central government level, we have seen several such schemes which takes care of this personal hygiene as well as other aspects of, pregnant mothers, lactating mothers, natal care, postnatal, prenatal. All this has been a part of a thing that has been going on. Several yojanas are there. But here in Bihar, sir, Bihar has always been a challenge when it comes to, for planners and for people who are working for the cause of development. So, there is always a scope for more work. But definitely today, sanitary napkins are available in very economy package, costing 10 rupees and 20 rupees. And it is being distributed even in schools, because the idea was to involve the schools so that these are readily available for the girl children and as well as for women, in several places. In fact, movies have been made on this. In fact,
Batman.
Yes, this has been popularized to an extent. Today, no girl child or women will hesitate to go to a pharmacy or a kirana store to buy this. These are now available, and there is no question of anybody feeling awkward in asking a fees for their use. There is no such thing. Nevertheless,
Taboo.
I said,
Yeah.
taboo. But the other thing is this Congress eagerness, to somehow find a place in, be a factor of reckoning in Bihar. And again, concentrating on women votes, which is always seen to be on the side of Nitish Kumar. Because Nitish biggest political move was to bring empowerment of women. And he started with civic bodies, as I mentioned, 50% of being reserved. And since then, there has been a lot of work in Bihar, and particularly in the field of empowerment. Now, coming to this, what you are seeing at the moment is that this electoral scene in Bihar, where it appears now is, you have the NDA with Nitish Kumar still being there, though questions are being asked about his health, will he be able to lead the NDA into forming the next government. All these questions are being asked. On the other side is you have the RJD, where within the family you have seen how the elder son 𝗤𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗍 was expelled from the party because of his predilections and his attempting to put on the Facebook about his relationship without even formally seeking divorce from his first wife. And Lalu expelled him just because elections are coming. And 𝗤𝗧𝗍𝗍 Yadav is, of course, is leading the opposition brigade. Now, there have been problems between Congress and RJD. Ever since Rahul Gandhi entrusted it to Kanhaiya Kumar. Kanhaiya Kumar has been undertaking Padyatras and things like that. Rahul also went there because Rahul feels that the RJD or other partners in the opposition alliance there do not take Congress seriously, and when it comes to distribution of seats. So the story behind the story of the sanitary pad, having Rahul Gandhi's face is a battle for, more seats to show, look, we have a presence, we have that kind of impact. We also have women voters. See, that is the driving idea. Sir, they could have put simply Priyanka Gandhi, but then Priyanka Gandhi's story is that she is one general secretary without any assignment, any role. In fact, if they were very keen about Bihar, they should have let Priyanka Gandhi take the stage in Bihar. I mean, to attract the women voters. But that being such a junior partner in the RJD-led alliance, obviously you can see that the Congress attempt is to show some muscles and in the hope expecting some seat, because finally they have to accept whatever Lalu decides. I don't think the Congress in Bihar is in such a shape to actually, if you don't give us, we will go it alone or things like that. I don't see such a seat. But nevertheless, this has been a very, very interesting thing, because the media has been full of this, and Congress has been attempting to say that this is a bogus story, there's nothing about it, you are missing the message and things like that. So
thank you so much, sir. You hit the nail on the head, in my opinion, Shekhar-ji, when you said that Congress seems to be running out of ideas. And it's very, very unfortunate that people want to be to put this is called sticker politics in South India. And I think that is now making its way into North also. I hate to divide it like this, but some states did it. For example, the DMK very cleverly, and I think even Anna DMK or, is it Anna DMK, right? Jayalalitha under Anna DMK, even she used to do this. Every central scheme, she would put her face, her sticker, and come up with an Amma scheme for that and pass it off as if it is her plan. So these things have been going on. This time it has spectacularly backfired. And I don't know what other gimmicks. Sir, I'm also hearing that Congress is promising 2,500 per woman in Bihar. Is that true?
Yes. That is part of, that is something the RJD is also working on, and it is being promised as part of India Alliance, not Congress separately, that if the India Alliance is voted to power, we will give 2,500 to women. So this is, look, they are not learning lessons from what has happened in Karnataka, what has happened in Himachal. And now they want to again take the same path in the hope that finally they will be able to, woo women. And because women voters have become a big factor in Bihar elections. So they are calling it 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗪𝗑𝗐 Yojana. And even Congress has been saying, even as they distribute sanitary pads, they have been talking about this. You are right, sir, on that. And of course, but your Nitish Kumar or the JDU BJP alliance, they are not going to be silent. But the whole problem is, sir, this competitive, welfareism.
Populism, yeah.
This is, you don't have that money. Now look at Karnataka, sir. What is the story of Karnataka? that 60% of the money, whatever budgeted, allocate money for development and all that, 60% is going for these guarantees, and only 40% are left. So if any MLA recommends some developmental activity in his constituency or her constituency, the answer from the minister is concerned is, we don't have funds. Whatever is there, it is going for the guarantees. And that guarantee is also not being properly implemented. Some people are complaining that it has not even reached any saturation point. Many people feel left out. Despite that, what we see is, okay, another, this looks like always, the easiest thing is, promise more and more and deliver less and less. And eventually it is becoming a race for who will promise more, but who will deliver little more than what the other delivers. So this is the way it is going. Sir.
Thank you, sir. And we have two more important topics to talk about, viewers. So stay with us. If you have not already liked this video, kindly like it. The second topic, sir, which one shall we talk? Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu?
Sir, Maharashtra. Maharashtra is a hot
Let's
topic.
go with Maharashtra. So, see, viewers, we have been talking about this on Wednesday. Shekhar-ji talked in his Hindi program also about this three-language formula, whether there was a self-inflicted goal on part of the BJP for that. And today, things are turning a little bit ugly. There are protests, but there are also things that might not quite go the way the Shiv Sena family, the first family of Shiv Sena. So, Shiv Sena, I have to always qualify now. SS-UBT and MNS, they too seem to have come together to fight the civic elections, and some things are happening. Sir, Shekhar-ji, what is the latest?
Sir, the latest is that big event that happened today in Worli, where two estranged cousins who have been estranged for 2 decades decided to come together on a stage, hug each other, and celebrate July 5th as a victory day. Victory day because Fadnavis government decided to withdraw 2 official orders, or what you call resolutions, which was to make Hindi a compulsory third language from the primary level in schools. After protest by these people threatened to make today a big day as a day of protest. But before that, I think after last Sunday's cabinet decision, it was decided that this orders be withdrawn, because this is what Shiv Sena, 𝗥𝗚𝗡 Shinde, Shiv Sena also felt. Ajit Pawar's NCP also felt that we should not give handle. So all this is about, sir, it's not so about Marathi. It's all about the coming elections to BMC, that is, Brown Mumbai Municipal Corporation elections, and elections to other Nagar Nigam and other municipalities and others all over Maharashtra, which is expected probably after the Ganpati festival, which is the end of the August. End of the August and first week of September, they are expecting a date. Now, this Marathi thing, sir, it has come such a pass. We have seen in the last few days, there has been this hooliganism by the MNS people, Mansa people. They have been going around asking people, Marathi. If you don't know Marathi, then if you are working here, doing business here, why don't you learn Marathi? Then suddenly they start slapping people. And in fact, there have been 2 or 3 incidents. And Raj Thackere has been saying, you just force them like this. Now, this is a method he has always adopted right from beginning, sir. And the net result, that electorally his party has been a failure. I mean, in the last assembly election, they couldn't score anything. Even previous election, they had 1 seat. And this time in the assembly election, November, Raj Thackere could not even ensure the victory of his son. So the comfortable thing is, now they have realized, the Thackerays have realized, they split because they were both ambitious. Raj Thackere expected his uncle Bal Thackere, because his father Shrikant Thackere and Uddhav Thackeray's father Balasaheb Thackere, both were brothers. So, and he was more seen in the company of Bal Thackeray and seen as some kind of a natural heir, Raj Thackeray, because he spoke like his uncle, he was fairy like his uncle, and he wore his love for Marathi and Marathi Manush as well as Marathi language, on his sleeves. And his people went about the Mumbai. There were allegations of extortion, beating up people, and mostly attacking all these UP people who have come from UP working as cab drivers and things like that. Yes, Mumbai has been attracting a lot of migrants, not today, all over this. And similarly, a lot of people who have made Bombay tick are not essentially people whose mother tongue is Marathi. If you look at the business side, you will find a lot of people from Rajasthan, particularly from Gujarat. And today in Mumbai city, sir, in some areas of Mumbai, it is seen as there are 55% people are non-Maharashtrians, rather non-Marathi speaking. Though overall it could be somewhere 40-45% of people or voters in Mumbai or Greater Mumbai would be from non-Maharashtra speaking. But the issue has come to pass because Raj Thackeray has seen this intimidating tactics has not scared anyone. Sir, in fact, when Bal Thackeray was encouraged with this kind of thing, sir, initially Shiv Sena started in the 60s with the saying that we have to protect jobs. The jobs are going to South Indians. And then after that, the party was formed. Then in order to grow, Bal Thackeray decided to adopt Hindutva. Because that only, attacking the non-Maharashtrians was not hindering him much. So he also donned the mantle of Hindutva. And then alliance developed with BJP. And subsequently in the 80s and beginning of 90s, Bal Thackeray openly supported Ram Temple movement. In fact, he even claimed after it was demolished, Babri was demolished, that it is Shiv Sainiks who did it. Balasaheb even made that claim. Now, so Hindutva and Shiv Sena has been a very core part of Hindutva. But then the whole question was after Bal Thackeray, exited the scene, and then there was problem between and because even when 2005 itself, Raj Thackeray realized that Bal Thackeray was favoring his son, not him. And therefore, he split away in 2005 and formed his own Mansa. And Mansa could not progress because the image of Uddhav was one of a person of a moderate kind. And with the BJP arrangement with the BJP, it went on. But till 2019 came where Uddhav Thackeray felt his party should get the post of CM. So there was a lot of manufactured, dispute as to that there was an agreement between BJP and Shiv Sena that this time no matter who gets, because BJP contested more seats, little more than the Shiv Sena, and strike rate of BJP was always better. And Uddhav Thackeray this time in 2019 insisted, having fought in alliance with BJP, having fought because Prime Minister campaigned, Narendra Modi campaigned for this alliance, decided, in November of 2019 to break away because he was tempted by Sharad Pawar, and Congress agreed to back a party which it said was communal. And somehow Sharad Pawar persuaded Sonia Gandhi, we are told. I don't know, when you smell power, you don't need much persuasion. So I don't think it requires persuasion, but that's the kind of narrative that was given. Sir, when you smell coffee, you don't even wait for someone to ask you, you want coffee, you start looking for coffee. So similarly, here, the story was made that this is to fight communalism. So overnight, Shiv Sena, Bal Thackeray and secularism of the kind that Congress has practiced, overnight became, fighting for secularism. And you saw that experiment. Sir, first it was about Uddhav Thackeray wanting his son Aditya Thackeray to become a chief minister, though he was too young for that. And Aditya Thackeray was seen as a real following the path of his father, was more modern, more articulate. But then Sharad Pawar was not willing to make Aditya Thackeray CM because he had senior leaders in his party. So he told Uddhav Thackeray, if you are insisting on Chief Minister, you take over. So ultimately, Uddhav Thackeray, who was saying Shiv Sena should get his post, ended up he himself becoming Chief Minister. But it so happened Uddhav Thackeray was being agreed on in administration because they have been doing remote control. Remote control is only to for collection and for distribution and for deposit of the collections. And what you saw was then the COVID came, the COVID challenge, where Uddhav Thackeray's conduct as Chief Minister was found wanting. And this was felt even by the Maha 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗪 MLAs. They were not very happy. And finally, if 𝗥𝗡𝗙𝗥𝗏 Shinde decided to break away, that was not a surprise because he gradually began to see that Uddhav Thackeray was only grooming his own son, who was also a minister in father's government. You had an arrangement when Karunanidhi was father and municipal affairs was managed by Stalin as a minister, local administration minister. Now, we are going a little back into this because to understand, after that experiment failed in the sense 𝗥𝗡𝗙 Shinde broke away, BJP took the opportunity of forming another government in which Ajit Pawar also joined. Because briefly, you had that experiment of Ajit Pawar and Fadnavis as CM and Ajit Pawar claiming, and then they couldn't prove majority, they left. Now, there was a similar problem in Sharad Pawar's party. Sharad Pawar could not decide. He didn't want to promote his nephew Ajit Pawar because he was worried about daughter Supriya's future. Now, there were a lot of these internal issues, but the crux of the matter is, since the day his government collapsed, Uddhav Thackeray has been full of, I would say, spite for the BJP, for Modi, and for 𝗍𝗏 Fadnavis, the current chief minister. And all the time he has been, saying we have to avenge this, we have to avenge. Then there was Lok Sabha elections, where they managed to do better. Then the assembly elections came, the BJP strategists worked it out better, and you saw that this Maha Yuti Sarkar, Maha Yuti Alliance formed the government. Sir, today also, that is the point, this coming together which was celebrated today, saying that they had restored the honor for Marathi by ensuring that the state government had withdrawn that Hindi thing. As 𝗍𝗏 Fadnavis pointed out today, sir, both brothers came together, saying it was victory for Maratha honor, Marathi Asmita and all that. But question is, did they have any other plan how to promote the Marathi as a language? Did they announce any program for that? Or did they talk of any development of the state or development of the city? Sir, Mumbai has been under Shiv Sena's rule for the last more than 20 years, where BJP has been supporting them, was a supporting partner. And now that the PMC elections are coming, so they again want to take recourse to this, and this time not the Marathi Manush, it is the Marathi language which is under threat. But then what did they do to promote the Marathi language during that period? No, these are the questions and counter questions being asked. But the point we wish to know, sir, which is what both brothers, the cousins came together. They were together in one party, they split because the style was different, the approach was different. And today Raj Thackeray from the mid says, okay, you do hit them below the ears, but don't take video and circulate it, becomes a problem. Still he is encouraging people to beat up. Of course, it must be said to the credit of Chief Minister Fadnavis. He said, we will not tolerate hooliganism. We love Marathi language. We are Marathis also. They are Maharashtrians. And Marathi and Hindutva, these are all, but we believe in a decent approach. We will promote language by inculcating love for the language, not by beating up people. And they have arrested the 5 people who beat up a snack shop owner. So some people, those who are non-Maharashtrians who have been in Mumbai for a long time, some of them get upset and they react angrily. When somebody says, why you have not learned Marathi? Some people are so irritated, but they say, no, we won't learn, we won't speak. Do what you want. So like that, one incident happened and they attacked his office. He happens to be a prominent businessman. Sir, even, I said in Karnataka recently, a state bank, a lady officer said, no, I won't speak. I think there, perhaps, when they are facing such political people, they could simply say, I don't know, I will learn, so that it should not give them a handle. But at the same time, sir, this coming together will set, one thing is clear, none of the non-Marathi speaking voters of Mumbai will ever vote for the Senas. Because they are bringing back the threat. It's beating up angle. I don't know how it is going to help. At both, sir, 0 plus 0 is 0, sir.
Shekhar sorry, I cut you off. Are you done, sir? I have a couple of things to add to what you said.
Sir, please.
Viewers, what it is Mumbai elections, right? Do you know what the official name of the Mumbai Municipal Corporation is? It is called 𝗏𝗏 Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. 𝗏𝗏 Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. Take a look at Bengaluru. 𝗏𝗏 Bengaluru Mahanagar Palike. See this ka, k, sometimes not having the last consonant. This is the beauty of each language, sir. See, you and I say namaskar, that is in Hindi. In Bengali, it becomes namaskar. In Telugu, it is namaskaramu. In Kannada, it is namaskara. You don't say the last one. In Tamil, it is namaskaram. When they want to say it, usually they don't want to say it. That's another story for another day. Malayalam, very clear namaskaram. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is everything binds us. That is Sanskrit. And every language has come back from that only. And of course, some of you will say, well, Tamil is individual. Look, that's a debate for another day. I can prove that Tamil, at least the written part of what you are reading today in Tamil, has come from the Brahmi script only, which means everything started from the same point. You can say whatever you want. We have to prove that there used to be a script in Tamil that is not the same as the current Brahmi script, and nothing has come out yet. So let's leave it at that. What I'm trying to say is language is a beautiful thing. Our brain is capable of speaking 14, 15. Sir, P.V. Narasimha Rao Garu used to speak 14 languages, read, write Spanish. I'm blown away. How did he want to learn Spanish? I can't believe, sir. He never left India. He was never posted somewhere. He was grew up in Hyderabad for the most part, and then he moved to Delhi. This is what you need to have. Even Chandrababu Naidu has been very vociferous, saying that you should learn as many languages as you want. That's what should be. Sir, this is going to spectacularly backfire on the two, the Thackerays cousins, I think. And I think this is not good for them. Hopefully that's what happens, because we need to think as a nation. We will have our language, we will grow our language, but that happens in our homes when we teach our children our mother tongue. That helps a lot. Learn others' tongues also. You have a lot of unused capacity in our brains. That's all I would say. My humble submission, sir. Sir, if you would like to add something to this, please do so, and then we'll go to the big one in Tamil Nadu. Sir.
Sir, you are absolutely right. We need to look at this as a, language is a vehicle for communication. And when you talk of as a vehicle, sir, those people do have an affinity for language. A lot of people, they pick up languages which we sometimes find it, how did they learn? I have seen a lot of Bengalis who have settled in Trichy, of all places, speaking fluent Tamil. Or in Chennai itself, you will find a lot of non-Tamils speakers, speaking fluent Tamil. Similarly, in all the southern capitals or in the north also you will find like that. So many North Indians settled in Bangalore. Some of them do speak Kannada. But of course, there are also people who do not get the exposure or an urgency of a situation where they have to speak Kannada. Because in, say, the IT sector and all, where the communication is more in English. Of course, the locals sometimes feel that, that people who come from the north, they continue to talk in Hindi, and so much so today service providers in Bangalore, even the autowalas try to speak to people in Hindi. I mean, assuming that they are non-Kannada speakers, which does get upset. But then, sir, it is every language learning is a born out of necessity of communication. That apart. But coming to Maharashtra, sir, this coming to people, Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray coming together, it is because their parties have hit rock bottom. So the cadres were pressing these two people, these two cousins, to come together. And the way they chose was this Marathi. This Hindi thing. Sir, but this also must open the eyes of the center, because Fadnavis, being a sharp politician, immediately withdrew the thing. Because he must have been also under pressure from central BJP leadership or from the Sangh to see that, you push this Hindi. Now, what has happened, sir? Thackerays may not themselves benefit from Hindi. I mean, from this opposing Hindi, or trying to appear to be, great in love with Marathi. But definitely, the fact that now the first state where this has become an issue and a BJP government has succumbed in order to prevent a bigger conflagration on this issue, that should make the central government also wake up. Because in the central government, sir, more than the Prime Minister, it is Home Minister Amit Shah who has been, at it. He has been saying, no, we must do it, we must do it. Sir, to bring education and mother's tongue is very good. But this question still remain unanswered, though the new education policy has not promised Hindi, has not said, but Hindi is the only mandatory third language that should be taught in non-Hindi areas. They have said mother tongue, English, and one more Indian language. But everybody knows, sir, in the north, nobody learns any other language other than Hindi and English. Whereas you are forcing children, and now in Maharashtra, in this case, this office order said you start learning Hindi from the primary language. As a kid, you start learn in Marathi, English, and Hindi. So this objection immediately, because every child today feels burdened to read, to study. Though children are capable of learning a lot of things, even languages particularly. That's the best age to learn language. Sir, on the paper it seems very good, but then definitely there are political overtones when you are pressing on Hindi. I, for one, I can speak 6 languages, sir. But the problem is, everybody has not had that exposure to learn these languages, speak these languages. Because nobody sets out life by trying to learn a language unless you want to go abroad, so you join an English speaking, German course or a Spanish course or a French course. Nobody does that, in such a large scale. Though the studying of foreign language in India is one of a very popular activity. But similarly, sir, Hindi has been like people who came from South, who settled down in the North. They are speaking Hindi because over years they have stayed and they have managed on. So there is a grouse, and this thing could become a political problem for BJP. It is a problem for BJP in Tamil Nadu. No matter, how the central leadership and they are trying to say, no, we like Tamil culture and all. But somewhere along, the manner in which it has come about has also given ground for parties opposed to BJP to use it as a whip, that you want to push Hindi. Now, Fadnavis has realized the danger because of this impending civic elections. If they were to lose badly in the civic election, the present coalition could be in for great shock, could be under great stress. Obviously, they would not want that to happen. Therefore, I think the center, probably the Prime Minister and Home Minister also may have to do some rethinking on as to how to go about it. Because if there is some kind of a coercive approach, as that is being seen by some states in the south particularly, then because even today Karnataka is speaking against Hindi. I mean, even states which were not earlier speaking, they are speaking. Of course, sir, Hindi opposition cannot be a big issue in Maharashtra because in 𝗲𝗏𝗃 region or in Marathwada region, Hindi is not an issue. This is only concerned, your Konkan, Mumbai, this region. Sir, in Mumbai, it has been a cosmopolitan city for ages now. So Hindi is very commonly spoken because there are so many people there from all walks of life. And these complexes about, because, these people are non-Marathi speaking, so they look down upon Marathi, don't want to learn it. These are, fearful ideas which are, to perpetuate that complex, which politicians are indulging. Sir, this is a good way to avoid to ask, what did the Shiv Sena do in 25 years in Mumbai when it comes to civic affairs? Having been running the corporation, which has a huge budget, thousands of crores, and what is the quality of civic services in Mumbai? Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And the third, very interesting developments in Tamil Nadu. I deliberately held back one data point so that we understand all these mechanics about 𝗏𝗏𝗃. By the way, there is a temple in Thanjavur built 1,000 years ago. You know what the name of the temple is? ப்ரஹதீஸ்வரா Temple. It's also called Periya Koil in Tamil, which means big temple. Viewers, we are bound by our language more than we like to admit. Let us just say we would love to learn. These are all variations on a fundamental concept. That's how I see it. And if you can prove me wrong, I'll be happy to be proved wrong. But as much as I see, the more I study these different languages. Sir, did you know that P.V. Narasimha Rao comes once to Chennai and he finds out that people don't speak, this is 60s or 70s. People don't speak English. People don't speak Hindi. People don't speak Telugu. Only Tamil. I mean, even if he asked a question, the answer that he was getting back was in Tamil. And he said, he said, what is this? So his son Prabhakar Rao told me, sir, comes home, he just puts down, like in Telugu, what are the grammatical words, like vowels, consonants, and how do you conjugate verbs and things like that. And he looks at Tamil, just symbols. He comes up and finds the equivalent, and then he starts speaking Tamil. This man was a born genius. What I'm trying to say is, if you put in the effort, you will find the reward. Also, when you go to a country, a state where it's not your mother tongue, but you try to speak their mother tongue, even if you make mistakes, people love you for it because you are making that extra effort to reach out to them. At least for this purpose, let's learn as many languages as we can. I really feel bad that despite being independent for 80 years or close to 80 years now, we still have these little grudges and grouses. Don't let our politicians steal our culture and heritage. My humble submission, sir, Tamil Vetri Katchi. I have a problem, sir. They are really playing up Vijay's numbers. I haven't seen these kinds of things happen to others except for MGR. But MGR had spent a lot of time in politics before he split. Neither Vijay Kant and now Vijay ever had that big chunk of vote across Tamil Nadu. And somehow I feel it is being played up a little bit. But be that as it may, is it going to his head? That's the question I want to know, sir.
Well, question is, what is his intention? Because I always felt Vijay's foray had something to do with the DMK. Though he appeared to be opposing the DMK, I always felt that he is being pushed into the seat by those forces which are opposed to BJP, which cares a lot for the minority interests in Tamil Nadu, and which believes that with Stalin and Udayanidhi not clicking any further with the people, they need to have somebody as a checkmate to prevent the BJP coming. Because Vijay has not been opposed to Congress. He has not been openly even opposed to ADMK. He has been only talking about DMK and BJP. And every sentence he says against DMK, he immediately adds another sentence against BJP. So somewhere along, BJP is the main target because the BJP should not grow in Tamil Nadu. And I told you, sir, recently there were meeting of 1 year Christian members. There were church which handled the 1 year Christians, where the priests and the missionary leaders have been telling their followers that if you are unhappy with DMK, vote for Vijay, but don't vote BJP. Since ADMK is in alliance with BJP, don't vote for ADMK-BJP alliance. And a vote for ADMK means the BJP will come. So it is very clear that actor Vijay, if his purpose is to split the opposition votes, he wants to help DMK. In the case of DMK not able to do this, then at least he will have enough MLAs. So that agenda part, at least I feel that actor Vijay's activities are to only benefit the DMK. Because DMK, if it has to repeat the kind of performance we saw in 2021, then there should be a division in the opposition votes. The same thing he has done today, because there was a talk of alliance between ADMK and Vijay, or Seeman and Vijay. Of course, Vijay's demand has been, see, first he said, on the day he launched his party, he said, I am for an alliance politics, I am also for a coalition politics, sharing power. But suddenly you found that he dropped that talk of sharing power and insisted that we will do it on our own. But all along, there were negotiations with Edapadi's AIDMK, but no agreement was possible because ADMK is willing to concede 50% of total assembly seats for them to contest. So obviously that has not worked. So his now announcement that he will not have an alliance with BJP or DMK. Nobody said he will have alliance with BJP. In fact, I asked sometime early this month, I asked Amit Shah about this talk of actor Vijay and ADMK holding negotiations. Amit Shah just dismissed, saying that now the first alliance is our alliance. So with whom are they going to talk to whom? Now, by saying that he will not have an alliance with DMK, which was the obvious thing because he cannot appear to be an alternative DMK by having an alliance with DMK. And similarly, but he has not said anything on ADMK. The last word has not been said. But also the fact that his party people have been saying that the A will be that Vijay will become chief minister. That he is actually angling for the top post. Now, none of these established parties, particularly ADMK, is going to concede that role to him. But then he wants to show he's a serious player so that he can attract more votes to his side. Which are those votes that he's going to attract? Obviously, anti-DMK votes. So, the anti-DMK votes will split. So, there is no rocket science behind Vijay's approach. But the whole idea is to see that it doesn't matter if the opposition vote is split, at least his party is born. Is born and seen as an alternative to DMK, which is what the patrons of that party want. We may not win elections this time, but we'll definitely spoil an alternative emerging. An alternative over which we don't have a say. At least this is an alternative over which we will have a say. Sir.
Thank you so much. And I once again reiterate this. Viewers, there are lots of jobs available for Russian-speaking programmers. Many countries are stuck with Russian technology. They are not getting any support from Russia because it's got its own problems fighting the war with Ukraine. So they need help, programming help, but their software is in Russian. In order for anyone in India to understand Russian, it's a steep curve. But if you understand Sanskrit, the grammar is very, very clear, very, very close. Lithuanian, Russian, many of the East European languages, it is very easy to put that bridge, that gap. 6 months to learn Sanskrit enough, because you will get that easily, because your mother tongue is close to that. Then you bridge it to Russian, and then you will understand the code. The processor is very similar to Intel processor. Viewers, please think about this a little bit seriously. If those of you who have made this switch, please let me know, because there are lots of jobs. Sir, UAE is advertising. Forget about, these are places that India is very comfortable in going. You go and work in UAE as a Russian programmer, you're going to make a lot of money. I'm telling you, for Swarth, your selfishness. This is a new category of things. And as India starts producing more Russian programmers, the Russians can spend their rupees on Indian programmers. Problem solved. We have to do our little bit to help Modi ji also. Just my 2 cents. I just wanted to put the thing out there, sir. If you don't mind, shall we take some questions now?
Yes, sir.
Mangat Ranga wants to know, Namaste, the freebies of Congress, he's calling it Singress, has become a huge problem in Karnataka. Prices have drastically increased. Can and should people of Bihar trust Congress and its freebies?
Well, Congress itself is not going to become going to be trusted at all, because it's going to be a very junior partner, I would say, of the RJD. And look, of course, they are flexing their muscles to demand more seats. And so that's the thing. But then, sir, the freebies issue is really jeopardizing the regular capital expenditure of various state governments, where they have to spend some money. But for sake of winning elections, they make announcements. Then they subsequently try to scale down. In Maharashtra, Maha managed to outsmart 𝗤𝗡𝗙𝗥𝗑𝗙𝗥𝗑𝗡, because they rolled in this 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗙𝗏 Yojana much earlier than the rest, and implemented it, started implementing. Now, after coming to power now under Fadnavis, they are reviewing it to see that the benefit goes to the really deserving ones. But in Karnataka, what has happened, sir? 𝗏𝗏𝗏 being one of he has presented more than 8-9 budgets, so he knows. But then they were not taken into confidence before Rahul or Priyanka announced those freebies in Karnataka. This was made out as Priyanka Gandhi's guarantees. And when Randeep Singh Surjewala went there as AICC General Secretary in charge of Karnataka, he asked for the grievances of MLAs. This was the main grievance. Lot of money has gone to these guarantees. They don't want to use the word freebies, they call it guarantees. So there's no money left for other things, and this is frustrating every elected representative of the people. Because people will not say, okay, this is because you have stopped that money is not coming here. They will only say, but what about our other things? So therefore, I think Congress continues to play this game, and it feels that this is the only way it can revive, by opening the Gajana of the government. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question. Ravi Shankar wants to know, sir, hope Pinky will not come with a male contraceptive package.
Well, I mean, we just discussed how this, I mean, whoever thought of this putting picture of Rahul there, I don't know. Of course, I'm told that there were also sanitary pads that were distributed with Priyanka Gandhi's image. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Next question. SK Digital wants to know, the SP in Karnataka voluntarily resigned as he was slapped by CM. What's your opinion on how Karnataka is going towards the future? It was a safe haven for Hindus once, especially Brahmins.
Sir, what has happened now is there is a policy paralysis has crept in, because one is hamstrung by funds. The other is a caste survey was done few years ago, the Siddaramaia's first term. That report finally, when it came out and it was discussed in cabinet and ICA, there was a lot of opposition, because that survey seemed to be, making up figures for some communities, showing some communities at a lower level, somehow trying to help 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪's Ainda politics. So people have questioned that the survey, and now they have decided to have another survey. Because when 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪 want to publish it and other Congress will oppose, so Rahul Gandhi's formula is you have another survey. The census can be conducted only by the central government, which they are going to start the exercise next year. Now the question is, even with a person like 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪 at the helm who knows the administrative challenges, who believes that you cannot just go on making promises at the state's expense, the resources are limited. But what we are seeing is a state of drift. There was such a hullabaloo, and finally what has happened is they have put up this leadership question. Now 2.5 years and 2.5 years for 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪 and D.K. Shivkumar was a formula that was discussed and probably accepted. Now, but finally, and now 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪 says, no, I'll be there for 5 years. Means his approach is very clear. If you disturb him, then he will disturb you. I have mentioned the earlier occasion when 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪 was kept out and Kumaraswamy was backed by Congress. And how you saw this operation, what was called Operation Lotus, was actually Operation 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪. He made all 1 MLAs to resign and go. So if you disturb 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗪, he is not going to come out, resign from the post easily. There is an inherent danger which Congress realizes. Central leadership. But at the same time, they feel, having depended on Shivkumar for such a long time for resources, they cannot keep on denying him his due. And in the overall picture, what has come is, if date to date you have an election in Karnataka, the Congress cannot come back with a bang like they did last time. So there is a problem here, but a problem that the Congress leadership is somehow trying to postpone taking a decision. But sooner or later, the same MLAs are going to again become restive. Because now probably they have been promised there will be a reshuffle, some MLAs can become ministers and things like that. But inherent issues will remain. Sree Iyerji.
Thank you so much, sir. And sir, this is my question to you. Sir, on this drugs case that is plaguing Tamil Nadu, what is the latest update, sir? Some new names are doing the rounds, but Amit Shah and ED is playing the cards very close to their chest. Any update on that, sir?
So, well, one is a bit surprised why further action has not been taken by the Narcotics Control Bureau, or even in the other case which the state government is pursuing. Some people are asking, it started with a big bang, why there is sudden a lull? Is there a truce? Because the fear of when Narcotics Control Bureau arrested that Jafar Sadiq, the DMK's overseas cell chief, it was feared that some names would come that would bring people who are very close to even Deputy Chief Minister, Udayanidhi. But then there has not been further action on that. Similarly, in this case also, after 2 film stars were caught, people expected more names would come, but there is a sign of a silence. Some people are saying, no, the film jagat of Chennai would have, somehow got together and see that no more further damage is done. Let us use the resources to stall the investigation. Now, this is much talked about. But now that there are still some more months left, I do not think the central government is going to be lenient on this issue. Definitely some things are bound to happen. But is it going to be delayed further so that they are closer to the close of the year or the end of the year? I do not know, sir.
Sir, see, if I look at it, sir, in the drug scandal, many actors will come under the net. Who knows where the trail will lead to? It could lead to Joseph Vijay. I'm just saying it could. Similarly, it could lead to Udayanidhi Stalin also, drug scandal.
Yes.
Because he was supposed to be running a big picture company, and these are all interconnected. Same problem as far as TASMAC is concerned, that could hit Udayinidhi as well as MK Stalin. So
Yes.
BJP has all these weapons in its, all these arrows in its quiver. One wonders what BJP is waiting for, because it has been proven that if you are corrupt, if you can prove it properly, then you can jail that person and there will not be any backlash. It was proven in Delhi. So why the hesitation? That's what people are asking also, sir.
Yeah. No, definitely. There is people are getting exasperated with the fact that somewhere things seems to be stuck. People are wondering, why is it stuck? Have big money again come into play to stall the investigation? Or some protection money has to exchange hands? These are the questions that are coming, and these are raising because next time you have these raids and catch some people will dismiss it as a drama of a few days rather than any consistent action. But then everybody knows the drug menace in Tamil Nadu is very serious. In fact, more serious than in Punjab, I would say. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. A very wonderful session. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.
Namaskar.